everyone and welcome back to another meal service provider review video. My name is Ovi and I'm going to be reviewing my 1 week of eating lifestyle meal prep meals. Lifestyle Meal Prep are a Melbourne-based meal service provider and have a strong focus on macros. So I believe that all of these meals are very tailored towards people who are calorie focused, on counting macros, very conscious of their intake. They make it super easy because there are 3 different sizes of meals that you can choose from. They have lean, main, and size meals, which are respectively smaller, medium, and larger meals. And all of those meals within those portion sizes are generally around the same amount of macros and calories. So it makes it really easy for you to stay consistent. So the way that this review is going to work is I am going to be scoring 4 different categories out of 10. The first category is options. That is the diversity, the cuisines, dish types, proteins, etc. The second category is the delivery window. That is how soon you can get your meals after ordering them. The third category is food, specifically talking about flavor, texture, and macronutrient profile. And then the fourth category is value, so the portion size and the cost. So Lifestyle Meal Prep utilize a rotational menu, so you don't necessarily get to choose your dishes, but they have an incredibly diverse range of options every single week. And they release those options at the start of every month, I believe, and I was very impressed. I got a good mix of, pastas, I got some good Asian dishes, I got some good curries, I got my favorite noodles, and I was pretty impressed with the diversity of the meals, even though you weren't able to choose. Now, I love the diversity, but I do also love being able to pick and choose my own meals, even if they are the same. So my personal opinion, I've just deducted half a point. I've given them a 9.5 out of 10 for options. I think that this is really great for anyone who doesn't really want to think about what they want. And the rotational menu means that they don't have to eat the same thing twice. But I like having the options. That's just my personal opinion. So for the delivery window, I've given Lifestyle Meal Prep the score of 6.5 out of 10. They have a 4 to 5 day delivery window, which isn't bad at all, but they only deliver on the weekend, and for you to get that delivery, you need to order by Tuesday. So if you do need meals delivered like midweek, for example, to suit whatever schedule it is that you've got, that won't be possible. But the delivery window is pretty lenient, and I think that's pretty good, so I've given them a 6.5 out of 10. Now onto my favorite category, food. The most important part of every review. One thing I noticed that was pretty consistent with all of the meals that I got, now the portion size that I received was main, and I believe that is like a 450 or like 400 gram portion. Yes, I have just confirmed it is 400 gram portion. I didn't think that would be enough. It doesn't look like a lot, but I was left feeling incredibly full after every single meal. And you know why? It's because Lifestyle Meal Prep loaded with heaps of protein, and it is so rare to see this much, and I welcome the idea of more protein. I love it because all of the meals have really high protein, and this is such an important thing, especially for anyone who is trying to be very macro focused and trying to lose weight, or they're trying to gain muscle. Protein is important for any kind of health and fitness goal because protein is important for building and repairing muscles, and it's also one of the only macronutrients that creates that level of satiety when you eat food. Like imagine a salad with no chicken in it. It's literally not that filling. Add chicken or add a can of tuna, bam, you're full. I think I'd have to say one of my favorite meals from Lifestyle Meal Prep was the sliced bulgogi beef and sweet potato noodles. It had a really generous portion of meat, and not only that, the meat was incredibly tender, and that is something that I know Lifestyle Meal Prep do focus on very importantly in making sure meals are very macro focused, low fat, but also maintain the flavor and the tenderness that they intend. Now, in previous review videos, I've talked a lot about texture. I understand that because these are pre-prepped meals, and due to the convenience of that, it's technically like eating overnight food, which tends to get a bit sloppy. but I was very surprised. Lifestyle meal prep meals are delivered frozen, and you can either choose to continue to freeze them or you can thaw them overnight for the next day. I found, like, originally I was like, I don't know how I feel about frozen, and I was impressed. I was surprised because I feel like after it was frozen, it actually maintained more of its freshness. I was able to get more texture, I tasted more flavor, and especially in the bulgogi beef and sweet potato noodles, they had sliced onions in there, which were still crunchy and very fresh in the meal, and I thought that was a really nice way that they added texture. I do note though, I only had like 3 small pieces of capsicum, and I was like, I would have liked a little bit more, but that's okay. The bulgogi flavor was light but on point, and I likened lifestyle meal prep meals to be like, what are some dishes that I like to eat outside and how I would make it at home, and I feel like they have that home cooked vibe, which tastes very cozy, if that is even a taste, but it was very comforting, but also it was nice because I knew that what I was eating was fueling me towards my goals and tasted delicious. I also really liked that their meals were very colorful. The burrito bowl especially, there was the addition of edamame beans instead of peas. Sometimes I feel like carrots, corn and peas can be very overused in these meals, but lifestyle meal prep don't do that at all. They are very creative in the ways that they add texture and color, so I really liked that. However, I did find that the burrito bowl was a little bit dry, so I did have to add my own tomato paste and some cheese to kind of add a little bit more texture and flavor and moisture. I did notice as well that a lot of the rice dishes I had, the rice was a little bit undercooked, and I wasn't sure if it was because of the nature of freezing and then thawing, or if the rice originally was undercooked, and I found that to be the case for all of the rice dishes. Now, this probably doesn't always happen, but that was part of my experience, and it wasn't very pleasant to have undercooked rice. So there was like little grains of rice that was still very hard and wasn't very pleasant. So for the food category, I've given lifestyle meal prep a score of 9.5 out of 10. The flavor was really on point. The dishes actually taste like what they intend to. I find that sometimes with different meal service providers, they intend for something to taste like something and it doesn't really. The first example that will come to mind is curry. They'll have different types of curry, but the curries all kind of taste the same because they're using the same spices. But with lifestyle meal prep meals, I find that it really does taste as they intend it to, which is very pleasant. So I loved that. Texture was really good. That is also something that seems to be lacking in a lot of other pre-cooked meals, but these ones were still able to bring texture and they made the eating experience a little bit more fun. And then macronutrient profile, like spot on, really high protein, and there is a decent amount of good carbs and good fats, and it made for tracking very, very simple and easy. Now for the fourth category, value, I want to preface this that value is very subjective. So what I'm sharing with you today is my personal opinion and not an accurate reflection of the actual value of the meals if you take everything into consideration. But from what they're offering, they have 3 different portion sizes: lean meals, main meals, and size meals. And within all of these portion sizes, you can select between 8, 10, 12, or 14 meals. Now, obviously, the more meals you get, the slight discount applies, but across all of these different meals, you're looking at between $9 to $13, $14 a meal. Now, within the main meals portion that I got, which is the 400 gram size, and you're getting about 45 to 50 grams of protein with each meal, that's averaging at about $11 a meal. And I think that's really decent given the size and how full I was feeling and the amount of protein that you're getting in this. So for value and portion, I really want to give Lifestyle Meal Prep a 10 out of 10. So overall, Lifestyle Meal Prep scored 35.5 out of 40. I found everything to be a very good experience. The food was tasty, the macros were amazing. I love the texture, the colors. It made for a very different kind of experience compared to other places that I've tried. And I love the diversity of meals that they offer. Just love my noodles. There were so many noodles, I loved it. So I would highly recommend Lifestyle Meal Prep, especially to anyone who is being very cautious about their food intake and want to have something that's interesting, tasty, and also very high protein. Anyway, that's it for today's review. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If there are any other meal service providers that you'd like to see reviews on, let us know down below. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Bye.